Welcome to the On Deck podcast on the LineStar YouTube channel. Alongside my co-host, Tyler Wiemann, I'm Shannon Sommerville, and we've got your top MLB Player Prop Bets of the day. Plus, as always, those home run calls as well. Tyler, how you feeling on this Wednesday? Great day for us yesterday. 4-1 overall on our main prop bets, plus a nice home run call for you, plus $330 cash for us. Mr. Nick Kurtz delivered with not just a home run, but a grand salami. Either way, payout's the same. Cash that. Nice play yesterday with that one. How you feeling on this Wednesday?
Happy to be back here. We crushed it yesterday, and last night was a real fun one with in baseball. A lot of different things going on. A's, just absolutely dismantled them. And walk-off 3-run home run from an inside the park home run from a catcher. Not what I expected.
Wild. Not what you expected. And how many times has that actually happened in the history of Major League Baseball?
And that's what's so crazy to me is it's the third time a catcher has had an inside the park home run be a walk-off from the catcher position.
Right.
Both of them were like early 1900s, the other ones that happened. So it's been a long time, but just such a wild occurrence. Pretty fun watching that ending.
Well, yesterday's picks delivered. Hopefully you guys were able to cash in. Let's recap them to go over it. Unfortunately, Mr. Michael Busch kept us from the clean sweep there. That's all right. Lawrence Butler with 2 home runs. Corey Seager also had a home run. Romy Gonzalez over 1.5 bases. He had 5. Jackson Chourio over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, finished with 2. And then your home run call cashed for us. So a profitable day for us on the show, but let's try to see if we can't run it back. It is Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, or Wiemann Wednesday, as we like to say here on the show, or maybe we haven't before, but I think we should start saying that. All right, let's get, before we get to today's picks, though, I got to do our little promo of the Props Optimizer, as we did yesterday, 4-1 on the show. Not only are we geniuses, but we also have some genius tools at our disposal to help us out in the props department. And you got to check it out, Props Optimizer. And it's totally free to download. So go check it out wherever you download. Free with ads, or you can upgrade just $10 a month to the premium subscription so you don't have to deal with ads. It's kind of like YouTube or Hulu, whatever subscription service you use. But that's kind of the model that we're going after. Got to keep the lights on after all in the studio here. And let's keep it rolling here, shall we? Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. It'll enter you into our prop bets contest. What we're going to do, take our 2 favorite picks, put them on an entry, and if that cashes, one randomly selected commenter wins $20. Unfortunately, Michael Busch didn't deliver for us yesterday, but I'm feeling really good about these picks for today, Tyler. As I was looking through the slate, it just seems like there's a lot of pitchers that are toeing the rubber today that give up a ton of hard contact. So as far as hitter props are concerned, might be the moves. Unfortunately, in some spots, the sports books are a little, jacked up on those lines to like 2.5 hits, runs, and RBI. So we can't take advantage quite like we did yesterday with that Oakland A's game. But nonetheless, some great games on the slate for today. So curious to see where you're going with your main prop bet of the day.
All right. And before I get to that, I just want to see some slips from people. We had 1 home run call. We went 5 of 6. Yeah. Or sorry, 4 of 5. Like, people definitely probably won some money. I want to see some slips. Can you, send it over to us on Twitter, whatever. Yeah. Let's try and pump it up a little bit. All right. So my first pick today, I'm going to go with Byron Buxton over 1.5 total bases. He's been on absolute fire this whole season. Our LineStar projections 3.2, consensus is 2.5. And he's facing Horton, who he's been, less than desirable for the Cubbies. 6.85 ERA and a 182 ISO to right-handed bats. Cherry on top is Ryan actually picked him for his home run call yesterday, so he's probably going yard. But I'm just saying 1.5 bases, we're going over.
Yeah, Cade Horton. Horton, here's a who. That's the only Horton I know from. Did you ever read that book? Good old Dr. Seuss. I don't know why that just popped into my head. I was like, I have to find a way to incorporate Dr. Seuss onto the show.
I read Horton probably at least once a week for
nice.
bedtimes. start.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
We like the
Well,
little
we like the play here, and we also like Dr. Seuss here on the show. All right, keeping it up with the picks here for today. At the top of the show, I talked about how I liked a lot of the hitter conditions today, and also the pitchers that they're facing give up a ton of hard contact. Well, the one that's giving up the hardest hit rate in all of baseball is where I'm going today. And the batter that I'm taking is a Padre, Tyler. We're going Luis Arraez, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. LineStar's projection 2.3. He's cleared the 6 of the last 10. We're talking about a lefty bat with a 370 average in the month of July. And he's facing Arizona D-backs righty Brandon Pfaadt, who's 231st versus those lefty bats. Also diving into the advanced metrics with Pfaadt, he gives up a 1.53 home run per 9 rate and 41% hard contact to lefty bats. He's actually giving up the hardest hit rate among all MLB starters, minimum 60 innings pitched. And Arraez is actually 10 for 16 against him. So like the BVP data, plus the Arizona bullpen behind Pfaadt, 28th versus those lefty bats. And Arraez, not only is he just a great hitter, but he's also better at home where the game is today at Petco Park. He's got a 321 average there. So I love Luis Arraez's spot for today. And Tyler, as a Padres fan, how much pride do you take in the fact that you got a guy on your team that is, might I say, kind of unstrikeoutable? 9 strikeouts this season for Arraez. That's insane. Just doesn't strike out very much.
I hope you didn't just jinx him.
Knocking on the wood. Knocking on all the wood right now.
Please do. We definitely need this win. Brandon Pfaadt is a little tricky, though. He's such a boom-bust pitcher. He can have some games where he just goes out and, shuts everybody down. Or he just gets absolutely crushed, and then behind him is that poor bullpen. So it's an interesting spot for sure.
So I like going with the Arraez there, but variety is the spice of life. Maybe people don't like our main picks, so where else can they go, Tyler?
I got to go back to Michael Busch. I've been on him since preseason. We were high on him there. LineStar has, for the prop first, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. LineStar's projections at 2.7, consensus at 2.1. Man's hitting 407 with a 315 ISO versus right-handed pitchers over the last 20. He's facing Festa, who's actually been pretty good to left-handed bats, but below him is a below-average bullpen. We got a high game total here. There's going to be runs scored in this game, and there's just so much firepower with this Cubs team that those runs and RBIs, they flow in. So I love the over opportunity for Michael Busch.
Yeah, going back to Michael Busch, even though he let us down yesterday, he's still been awesome this season. As you said, he was a guy you picked in best ball earlier before the season even started, and it's nice to see him delivering.
Cubs got kind of shut down. He still had a hit at least. It wasn't totally his fault.
Yeah, I agree. I still stand by that. Your decision to go with him yesterday and again today. I mean, the Cubs too are a great hitting team as well, so I feel like it's a good bet there. Over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs against another pitcher who gives up some decently hard contact to both righties and lefties. So a good play there. Now, my home run call did not deliver yesterday. It was Matt Olson. You know what that means? He's going yard today, probably. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take over, what is the play here? Over 1.5 bases for Matty O today. LineStar likes the over, as does the consensus. We're talking about a lefty with a top 15% hitter versus righties. He's top 5% average exit velocity versus righties too over the last 14 days. And he's facing A's righty Mitch Spence, who ranks 201 first versus lefty bats, and the bullpen also for the A's. Hate to say it, because I hate ragging on the A's because they've been cashing those prop bets for us for those hitters, but their bullpen hasn't exactly been delivering. 27th versus those lefty bats. So I think this is the day for Matt Olson. I know the A's piled it on yesterday, but I think the Braves come back to life a little bit today. This is a good situation for them. And then I got a couple more here for you. I know Trevor Story didn't deliver us. He did us dirty earlier in the week, but I got to go back there because I think he's in a great spot today. Over 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. This is still available on Underdog. I have seen this jump to 2.5 in other spots, but you can get that right now on Underdog. LineStar's projection is 3.1. He's cleared this 9 of the last 10 games. Now, if you're playing in the sports books, what you could do is get a bigger payout with over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, because he has cleared that 6 of the last 10 as well. And we're talking about a righty bat with an over 400 average in the month of July with 3 bombs in that time span. Plus, he's going up against the guy that I like to take prop bets against, and that is, sorry about it, but Colorado righty Antonio Senzatella, 265th versus righty bats, giving up 42% hard contact, 2 home runs per 9 to him. Plus, the Colorado bullpen, 27th in opponent average. We've got 72-degree temperatures at Fenway Park, an already hitter-friendly venue. Give me Trevor's story here. And then lastly, you know what they say? When we pick the A's, we win the plays, as our friend LaDale Brown and all of those A's fans in the comments cheer us on. We appreciate your support in the comments. And this one's for you guys. Brent Rooker over 1.5 bases. I like the play here for him because, and so does LineStar in the consensus, over 6 of the last 10. Had a bomb last night. He's top 15% versus righties, top 10% barreled balls, and top 20% exit velocity versus righties over the last 14 days, facing Atlanta righty Bryce Elder, 262nd versus those righty bats, giving up a 304 opponent average to him, plus also a 2.2 home run per 9 rate, 43% hard contact to those righty bats. So Rooker in another nice spot for today. No surprise there that is one of the highest run totals of the day today. 10.5 is what it is currently. They're at good old Sutter Health Park, basically glorified Little League field for our parts. I mean, that field has just been money for us when we take overs on the hitters. Any thoughts on any other plays for today or the overall landscape of MLB games?
There's a lot of spots here.
Yeah.
There's so many different plays you can have today. With you having so many, I just kept it too.
The other ones that I was like, you had Michael Busch, but Dansby Swanson is a way you can go as well. Another one that I saw, Ellie De La Cruz, when he's available at 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. That's one you can take. It's in Cincinnati today, and also facing Sandy Alcantara, who is actually giving up hard contact to lefty bats. So, I mean, lefty bats at that ballpark, Great American Small Park, gotta love it. So a lot of great plays today. If you've got any locks for us, please drop them in the comments. We're all trying to help each other out and try to beat the books on this winning Wednesday. Glad that we were able to bounce back yesterday. Tyler delivered a home run call. And speaking of those home run calls, now it is time for home run calls of the day. For a dinger on this Wednesday?
I'm going to go to those Atlanta Brave bats, and we're going with Matt Olson plus 235 for a bomb. LineStar's at a 22.1% chance. He's hitting 321 with a 245 average versus right-handed pitching over the last 20, facing Mitch Spence, who has a 250 ISO and a home run on 6.7% of his plate attempts, 2 left-handed bats. 1.3 home run per 9, but 7 of his 10 home runs given up have been to lefties. It's 90 degrees. Wind's blowing out at like 5 miles an hour to right field. Love the spot for Matty O. Plus, you picked him yesterday, so he's guaranteed.
I was just about to say it. You can basically count that one. Matt Olson for a home run today.
And he let me down for a parlay yesterday.
So
he's going back.
For sure going yard today. All right, for my pick, I'm going with the Texas Rangers power bat. We're going Adolis Garcia, plus 320 for a bomb today. LineStar gives him just a 14% chance of a dinger today, but this is a guy with immense power against righties, 170 ISO to be exact. He's top 20% exit velocity, so he's hitting the ball hard over the last 14 days versus righties, and today he'll be facing Angels righty Kyle Hendricks, who's giving up a 213 home run per 9 rate to those righty bats. The bullpen behind him, one that I love to pick on in home run calls because they are dead last in home run per 9 rate. Plus, we got decent temperatures, 80 degrees. We've got a 6-mile-an-hour wind out to center field today. Give me Adolis Garcia for a bomb. Also, remember to check out that dinger report today. Today is a beautiful day for some home run calls, maybe some home run parlays as well. So go check out the dinger report to help you out with that. And as I've been doing, going to just give you guys the top 5 according to LineStar's Dinger odds for today. Again, you can check out that report at linestarapp.com, or you can also go check it out for free on the Props Optimizer. Again, download the Props Optimizer, but we got Aaron Judge, Ketel Marte, Nick Kurtz, who delivered for us yesterday. Juan Soto, who I actually wanted to take him for my home run call today. However, I'm a little worried that game's going to get postponed, so I didn't end up going there. Cal Raleigh also in the top 5. And then we've got Matt Olson is in the top 6, so include him there because Tyler picked him for a home run call, and we picked him yesterday, so that's like a guarantee, right? Remember to always bet responsibly and check out those tools that we talked about, the LineStar app and the Props Optimizer. Go check them out for yourself today. Hope you guys were able to cash in on some of our picks yesterday, but if not, if you've got any for today, let us know in the comments, and let's all try to go out on this winning Wednesday. Good luck, everybody. And remember to check out Tyler's DFS breakdown as well. There's a lot of interesting ways to play this one. I think it's probably going to be a fun show, Tyler, to break down all of these different ways you can kind of pivot, right, for DFS?
It should be. I haven't taped it quite yet. A little behind the 8-ball today, but we're going to dive right into it soon.
All right. So go check it out on Wiemann Wednesday is what we're going to call it from now on. All right. Wiemann Wednesday. Go check out his DFS breakdown. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow.